Hello and welcome to Reporters here on France 24. I'm Delano de Souza and this is Leah Duplé. In this edition, we'll be showing you a report from Zimbabwe, a country where poaching remains a big problem. In the past decade or so, some 10,000 elephants have been lost in the Zambezi Valley. And now it's led to a group of women who've taken poaching head on. For more, Leah, what kinds of women did you meet while filming this report?
Women used to be victims. They are victims of sexual abuse, physical abuse, they are single moms, but now they are fighters and they are fighting to protect the animals of their country.
Okay, Leah, we're going to take a look at your report, which you did alongside Clémence Braga, brought to you by France 24 and the Rotary Prize.
Go! Appearances can be misleading. They may have male military crew cuts, but this is actually a group of female rangers in training. One of them plays the role of the poacher, who is captured by fellow trainees.
Okay, that's good. Very good. Well done.
Don't be fooled by the playful atmosphere. The exercise is a serious matter. Over the past year, these women have participated in an intensive training program. They take orders from Damien Mander, a former sniper in the Australian military.
We've got a potentially deadly situation in here. There's been 8,000 elephants killed in this ecosystem in the last 16 years. That's 8,000 teams of armed men moving through this area. So there's a lot of bullets that have been flying around.
Damien trains and commands this brigade, the first of its kind. Dubbed the Brave Ones, they're Zimbabwe's first female rangers. They patrol the savannas daily, able to detect the slightest unusual movement. This route is particularly dangerous.
We have to check the road first to see that whether it is clear so that we can proceed with our patrol.
At least for now, nothing out of the ordinary. So they continue their patrol. But protecting wildlife makes them a constant target. Undeterred by the risks, Vimbai was one of the first women to join the brigade.
We don't know what sort of poachers we will meet. Otherwise, we'll meet poachers who are armed, so we have to carry the gun each and every time to protect ourselves. We are proud to protect animals so that the next generation will know how an elephant looks like, not to see an elephant on the picture only, but the real elephant.
Since 2001, nearly half of the region's elephants have disappeared. Intensive hunting in this park had caused much of its wildlife to migrate elsewhere. But ever since the brigade's arrival, the animals have gradually started to return. To carry out patrols, the women must keep track of the threatened species and learn to recognize their tracks.
Elephant is dung. It is important to know how freshness is the dung because if we know to be careful.
This is a buffalo track. It was one.
Identified with the ease of an expert, the result of an ongoing learning process.
It looks like our cows at home, so we didn't know the difference between a buffalo and a cow track. It was so difficult for us to recognize. But now we are getting used to the tracks.
In less than a year, the Brave Ones have arrested 91 poachers, much more than other masculine units.
Yes, the arrest book.
Yeah, so as you can see, we've been quite busy.
In Zimbabwe, most rangers are men, recruited from all over the country. But Damien Mander put his bets on a women's brigade, drafted from neighboring villages.
About 3% of crimes that are solved by catching people in the act of performing that crime. The other 97% that are solved through intelligence-led operations. That requires information. Now, because of the nature of the women, the way they interact with the community that they're from, and the way that they de-escalate tension with the communities, it means we get a lot more information, which means we can act on that information. And this is the result here. So Instead of trying to bully our way into making an arrest, we're working with the community.
Nyanzo grew up a few kilometers away from the camp. She's observed the work of forest rangers since she was a child, though she's critical of their approach.
Male are more violent other than women, so we just to take them bit by bit. We have to explain more, we have to knowledge them more, other than being violent to them. They must have that knowledge of how important the wildlife are to us or to our upcoming generation, rather than to be violent, where someone might come being confused, not knowing what is this offense or what is the matter, what is the reason he has been arrested.
In addition to Nyanzo, 31 other women are enrolled in the brigade. They live in this camp, privately funded by the International Anti-Poaching Foundation. They must now get accustomed to new rules, even in the kitchen.
It's important to have vegan meals on the Akashika campsite because it's kind of hypocritical for the rangers to go and protect the animals in the wild and then come back and eat meat.
The flavor is different, but just like meat, so I didn't have to worry about eating meat.
In 1 year, these women have gotten used to communal living, so much so that they're often able to put the military aspect on hold.
You're happy? Yeah, I'm winning. My team is winning.
There are no ranger training sessions this afternoon. Their focus is on a laid-back match of volleyball.
Fun and laughing, yeah. They do a tough job, so it's good to have time to relax.
They're between 19 and 31 years old, but they all share similarly difficult pasts. Orphans, widows, single mothers, and often unemployed. The program was only open to the most vulnerable women. Nyanzo got married young. After she left her abusive husband, the brigade brought her the chance for a new start.
I was 19 by that time, and as for myself, it was too early to fall into marriage. I was used to be abused by my husband. My husband was an abusive woman. He used to beat me, he used to exploit me. He didn't even want me to have a job or to do something that is better or something that is admirable. Divorced in 2015 October. Yeah, I can just say to others, here is my starting point to get my life better and to get my life to another step.
She hopes to one day study ecology at university and continue defending animal rights. Once a month, the women take turns returning to their villages to visit their families. And today, it's Vimbai's turn.
So, this is my lovely mom and my lovely daughter.
Like most Zimbabweans, Vimbai was once unemployed. She lived here with her mother and 2 daughters.
Hanzi maimbozvifungidzira here kuti mwana wenyu achave murenje?
Haiwa, ndakaziva.
She didn't ever imagine that. Hanzi nekuda kweki. She's saying it didn't come to her mind that one day I'll be a ranger. She just thought I'll be here staying with her because my father just passed away. So she just thought that nothing will happen. Before I became a ranger, my life was so difficult. It was so difficult even for my daughter, to buy clothes for her to wear. But now I can earn my own salary. I can fend for my family, my daughter. They are now going to school, better schools. I'm proud of myself that I can support my family. Anzi muri kufara here nekuda kwangu.
Aiwa tinofarisisa zvakakurisisa.
The brave ones make around $400 per month, more than 4 times the average salary. Vimbai supports not only her children, but her mother as well as her brother's family, as he has been unable to find work. In these communities rife with unemployment and poverty, poaching is often the only possible source of revenue. In giving women work, the foundation hopes to dissuade the inhabitants from hunting. In just 1 month, the brave ones are able to bring home the equivalent to what they would have made in 1 year of poaching. For Damien, the program is an immense success.
From where they come from to where they are, our Akashinga, meaning the brave ones, is perfect. And it symbolises their past and what they're doing now. And alone they were unbreakable. Together they're unstoppable.
And remember, it's a race.
Now the women have their eyes set on expanding the brigade. A second camp for new recruits is in the works. Eventually, they'd like to build a force of 2,000 women, united to fight 2 separate but often intertwined battles, one against poaching and the other against poverty.
And to talk more about that, we can bring in Leah Duplé once again. Leah, this is not the first time women have been used. What's different this time around?
Well, in South Africa, there is another group of women rangers, but they are not armed, and they do only the patrol, and then call the men if there is an intervention that needs to be done. It's the first time that a park is solely protected by women who are armed.
And one conservation specialist has called the initiative a game changer. Take a listen.
We have seen that these women, some of them have even bought cows, right? Within the first 3 months of earning their salary, they have a cow. But we have seen guys who have worked in that very same area for years, but who do not even have a goat. So this is one key example. So what that means is that other than all these community whatever projects that we can talk about, we are talking about an empowerment project through employment. And so when we are empowering the women, we know very well that the greater proportion of the percentage of the salary goes right back to the community, to their families. And then it means that we are promoting the livelihoods of these families.
So, Leah, have there been any arrests given that these women are armed?
Yeah, they did. They did more than 70 arrests, more than male rangers. And we think that maybe poachers underestimate the girls. They thought now that women protect the park, we can do whatever we want. And that's why they made big arrests. They also arrested a man who used to put cyanide in the water to poison the wildlife.
And what about the man that started this initiative? Does he plan on taking it to other countries or other areas?
Yeah, maybe, but for now they want to expand this particular project and bring more women from Zimbabwe to this group.
And how has the community reacted now that you have women in charge and, breadwinners, essentially?
Well, the communities have reacted well because the women are actually part of these communities. Before, the ranger used to come from all the country, so they were not locals. Now they are locals, they are women who are part of the communities, and so they can learn, explain to their families, their husbands, their sons, why it is bad for the wildlife to poach.
Leah Duplé, thank you very much for joining us here. And that wraps up this edition of Reporters here on France 24. Thank you very much for watching.